What up, guys? CatBreaK. Oh my god, why is it so windy? Sorry, it's very windy and it's very distracting. I'm profiling Jurassic Park. This deck is bad. I hate this deck. Okay, that's not true. This deck is fun when it works. Problem is, it doesn't usually work. This deck is good when it works. Problem is, it doesn't usually work. This is a lot different from my list. This is a list that got like top 128, I think, at Charlotte Regionals. Something like that. I'm not sure exactly how it did. I'm on the top 64. I don't know. But I did okay. And that's, yeah. That's appalling. Why did people allow this to do well? But yeah, 2 Fletchling. This is not what you want to start with. Unfortunately, decks have to play basics. I wish that if you were able to play Talonflame, you didn't have to play basics. That would make this deck actually pretty decent. Because you could mulligan until you get a good hand. But apparently, you are not allowed to not have basics, even if you have something that can act like a basic, such as Talonflame. 2 Fletchling, because sometimes you need a basic, and my list plays Lele, but if you start Lele, you lose. So, like, if I start Lele, I typically scoop, unless, like, I have a fossil in my hand. If I have a fossil in my hand and a supporter, I might not scoop. But if I don't, then I scoop. For Talonflame, this is the one you want to start with, because you can start with it even if you even though it's a stage 2, and it has an attack Arrow Blitz, which does 40 damage, and you can search your deck for 2 cards and put them in your hand, and you don't have to show your opponent because it's 2 of any card. 2 Talonflame BREAK to hit Guzma for weakness, and it does 140 with a Choice Band, and Arrow Blitz, and you can actually use Flare Blitz, because this deck does play 4 counter energies, so you can use Flare Blitz. This is also good against Duskmane or Guzma. My friend in seniors played against this deck round 1, and he got 2-0'd. Now my friend was playing Duskmane, and he's bad, so that doesn't surprise me. But 3 Ramparados, clean hit, can one-shot as the Rock GX. It also does a pretty good amount of damage to any other evolution Pokemon, and because it's fighting, it can one-shot Hoopas. And then Wild Crash is what you want to use against things like Buzzwole, where it just instantly knocks out a basic Pokemon. 4 Sycamore for draw support, 4 N for draw support, 4 Cynthia for draw support, because this deck breaks a lot. And then 3 Guzma to switch your Pokemon. And obviously Talonflame is a free retreater, so the switching with Guzma doesn't really matter. 4 Puzzle of Time to recycle cards that you play. 4 Rare Candy to we don't play any stage 1s, even though all of our Pokemon that we use are stage 2s, because Rare Candy acts as a stage 1, sort of. 4 Order Pad to get things like fossils and rare candies and puzzles into play. And when you flip Tails, it's not actually that bad, because it's an item card. 4 fossils, so that you can put them as basics, so that you can rare candy into Ramparados. The easiest way to beat this deck is literally just kill the fossils. Like, if they can't play down multiple fossils, they will probably lose, because you can just slowly pick down their fossils. And this is not like Robo Substitute, where you don't take a prize. You do take a prize card if you knock this out. 3 Choice Band. Choice Band is good because it lets you do more damage. 2 Ultra Ball. You don't really need that many Ultra Balls in this deck, because you don't really need to search for cards that often. But sometimes you do. You need to get like Talonflame BREAK or Ramparados. and then 2 max potions so that you can shrug off damage. Everything in this deck that you attack with for 1 energy, except sometimes with Wild Crash, but that's different. So it doesn't really matter if you max potion because you can attack next turn, and all of your stuff has a decent amount of HP, so they usually don't get one-shotted. 1 super rod to shuffle your Pokemon energies back in the deck, and then there's 5 fighting energies to power up Ramparados and Talonflame. 4 counter energies. Counter energies are good. If you're behind on prizes, you can use Flare Blitz, and with a counter energy and a regular energy, you can use Wild Crash, which is what you do against Buzzwole. And then 1 Super Boost energy, because it's not that hard to utilize Super Boost energy. And then that's another way that you can get kill Buzzwole, is with that. So against Buzzwole, which seems to be a hard matchup, but it's really not, you need to get like 3 fossils, hopefully, at least 2 fossils, or you're gonna lose. Hopefully start with Talonflame. They have a hard time KOing Talonflame, which is good. And while you're using Arrow Blitz, sometimes you're just using Arrow Blitz because it does damage. Like, you don't even care if you're actually getting cards that you're going to use next turn. You don't even care if you're going to get End. And then just power up a bunch of Rampardos on your bench for Wild Crash, so that eventually you can just come in and start KOing Buzzwoles. Because it's not an evolution Pokemon, and it's not weak to fighting, Clean Hit only does 60 damage. But with a Choice Band and a Strong Energy, which we don't play, keep in mind that it can 2-shot, but there's no Strong Energy in this deck, so it's a problem. So basically, Buzzwole's a pretty bad matchup, but if you know how to play it, like I just said, then it's not that bad. But, yeah, so the main problem with this deck is getting fossils. So when you play that, keep in mind that fossils are very important. But other than that, that's all I have to say. So leave a like and subscribe. Check out TCG. And this deck is a pretty good beginner deck. If you've been playing. The strategy is a little bit complicated, but it's very cheap to build. Like the most expensive card is, I think, N, or Cynthia. I don't know which is more expensive. But that's it. So yeah, leave a like and subscribe to TCG, and peace out.